Come on, sing along. Blue Mountain Mystery. Blue Mountain Mystery. The secret in the hills. Come on, sing along. Blue Mountain Mystery. Blue Mountain Mystery. The secret in the hills. Yeah. Whoa.
Good morning, everyone. The day is April 3rd, 2021, and we're at 4th and King Station in San Francisco, California. We're going to take some rides on the Caltrain commuter rail. Caltrain is one of many of the rail systems around the Bay Area. There's also BART, which is a subway system that goes between San Fran and Oakland and San Jose. ACE, a service that goes between San Jose and Stockton via Niles Canyon, on the Western Pacific line at least. The Mooney Metro, which at the time had a line near 4th and King that was under construction, but has since opened to the public, as well as the Capitol Corridor and the VTA, just to name a few. California has invested a lot in rail over the years, and so it's interesting to talk about it. There is one aspect about Caltrain that I will also be mentioning as part of another big project, and I'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh, so that's how this thing works, huh?
While my dad and I would be traveling on this train, we would also have a friend go along with us on the way. You see, well, I don't want to get into too much detail, but my dad has a friend that lives around the Bay Area, and he was also in a trip that occurred years ago that Dad made to the Bay Area that inspired me to want to take the Caltrain. Why? Because he recorded a few videos of Caltrain trains passing by Redwood Station, and I'll get to that in a little bit.
That is incredibly big brain.
At the time of recording this video, Caltrain had a roster of Bombardier bi-level coaches, as well as Nippon Sharyo bi-level coaches. They also rostered a bunch of F40 PHs, as well as a few MP36s. We'll be riding a train that was rostered with a couple of Bombardier bi-level coaches, as well as most likely was an F40 PH at the front. Caltrain does have a couple of trains that go to and from San Fran and San Jose. There are a couple of locals, several limited trains, as well as a baby bullet train. But I wasn't entirely sure which train we got on, so just look at the stops and maybe you'll figure it out.
Almost forgot.
Sorry if you're a local Caltrain user, but I'm just not entirely sure which train we were on.
I'm following you.
Might as well, right?
It's probably a good one, right? Table, there you go.
There. Nice and distant.
Melted across from you. Is that cool, Harrison? Tell me that's what
Yes, it's cool.
We're going to be talking and you want your video. And I just couldn't sleep because I was literally waiting for the next stop every time so I could get out and get some air. And but really it was just a sensation is what it was, I'm sure. And I I just was feeling this tightness, and so anyway. But I just really sleep well in that book. I think I have in the past, but for some reason that night was just horrible. That train yesterday was such a great departure from that, because it was just like total, everything was beautiful. You know, it's like it was all scenic and
Yeah. Well, it's all daytime too.
all daytime, right? No, but at the same time, though, I looked at what they were going. They were going to Seattle, and it wasn't like they were going through the desert, because you go through the California desert and stuff like that. And it was like freezing cold in some Arizona towns that we stopped in the middle of the night.
Yep, we are just pulling up, and we have to go 10 miles per hour at first. At least. Yeah, I've driven this route before. At least on Train Simulator.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming things based on what I saw in Train Simulator. Now we're doing 20, now we're going to do 25, 35, and 45. Soon enough, it will be 79 eventually. Top speed on the Jeep was 90, now the Starlight 79. 100. No, we rode a wheeljet. That was the DTV. I think on it.
We're standing on the platform, and at 2:32 that train rolled up, and I was like, in my mind it was like, I know it was supposed to happen, but the idea that those points collided just because we said they would, and the Germans had the train runner right at that time. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You guys are very lucky.
Most of the, interestingly, the light rail systems, we were talking about this yesterday, they seem to be generally on time. It's more about the technology almost. I mean, clearly you can get an organized operation or not, have an unorganized operation, but the technology.
That dude's a real fan?
I don't know. Trains, like in the U.S., the problem we have so much is the traffic, fixed traffic. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that might happen.
Yeah.
That's what we have, is because we have we don't have like a dedicated passenger rail system.
Who's
There's
he?
one train that goes up and
What's
down.
with the camera? Is he a rail fan? Just like me?
Well, no, I don't mean that specifically, but yes, that's true. Well, actually, no. They switched that. They're now their buses.
I think you're right, because I think last time I was there, it was more like a shuttle bus, almost like a cable car kind of thing.
But anyway, no, I'm just saying, like, in general, if you go to any track system, like,
That structure right there is to support catenary wires for Caltrain electrification. Caltrain electrification was an idea that first started that was first floated around by the Southern Pacific in the 1920s, but never came into reality by the SP. It is now becoming reality, though, and also Caltrain electrification is going to support the eventual California high-speed rail, which is set to open by 2031. At least a section into San Francisco will. The whole phase 1, for now at least, is set to open in 2033. The initial operating segment is supposed to be completed by at least 2030. Hopefully, anyways. Now, this will get a little bit opinionated. Actually, it will get very opinionated. And I think California High-Speed Rail is a great project. It is set to do something very good. It will help a lot of Californians and the people who visit California. This, along with Brightline West, are great projects that are being built. And California High-Speed Rail will be a great way to reduce climate change emissions. Electric cars are not going to work, and neither is Hyperloop. Hyperloop is just bad. There, I'm saying it. changed my mind. I do believe that California is doing something right. Though, before you say it, yes, I do know that California High-Speed Rail has gotten into issues over the years. Especially the fact that COVID came along and laid off a couple of its workers, therefore slowing down construction, and that the California legislation was a bit hesitant to fund the project at the time of my trip. However, they have since given more money to California High-Speed Rail, and so my suggestion at this point is to just get the job done. This project is going to be successful when it is completed. And if you don't believe me, look at Brightline. Brightline is currently operating a successful corridor in Florida, and it is actually set to expand further. Brightline is a sign that we should continue finishing and building California high-speed rail, and that we should build other high-speed rail lines in the US as well. All in all, I do believe that California High-Speed Rail is a good project, both socio-economically and environmentally. And yes, I think it should be funded, and I think it should be completed. And for those of you saying that California High-Speed Rail is a joke, well, let me tell you a true joke. Battery electric locomotives, as well as Hyperloop. Hyperloop can barely carry anyone. Anyways, I just had to make that rant. I just feel like there should be more praise for the fact that California High-Speed Rail is doing something right, rather than the fact that it has taken some time already, as well as the fact that it is costing a lot, even though it's a mega project. Mega projects are supposed to cost a lot. So just finished the California High-Speed Rail project. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top covered in a banana sundae. Anyways, back to the video. The line that we are currently on right now is known as the Bayshore cutoff. The original line actually went more inland to the peninsula and so this cutoff was built in the 1900s to ease time and maintenance. Part of the 1863 line is now used for BART. Thank you. Cameras are neat to have. I learned how to use these in school, and to be honest, I think that's the only thing school has been useful to me too. Yes, I do believe that. Also, just a comment from me, but seeing all those people say that school is hell, if school is hell, then for me, middle school was the 9th circle of hell, while high school was limbo.
Well, so it is true. What? Do you guys understand what you mean? Alright, go ahead.
I social distance, wash my hands regularly, wipe things down when I have to, try not to touch my face. I ain't perfect, but now I'm double vaccinated. Respecting the space.
When you say double, you mean the two shots, or you mean two different ones?
2 shots. Pfizer.
Some people talk about adding more.
Yeah, they say, but I've heard lots of different things. I think for what I've been doing has been working pre-shot.
What?
So boundaries, like I'm constantly enforcing them.
So are these where when you're working with them?
In kind of a shelter environment.
Okay. So they'll come in, or you'll pull them in, or what?
They've been pulled into a system. It's California. It's called Project.
If those apartments are still under construction, then
I would love to hear this information.
A little bit south of South San Francisco Station is where we rejoined the original line. The original 1863 line, when it was built, was called the Ocean View Line.
The phrasing now.
Cool, and you should check it out. It's coming up right here.
Oh, we drive.
But you're helping them get into it?
Trying to. Right now, we do a lot. I do a lot.
Well, evidence of the incoming electrification is now visible. Yeah. A new pulse going up. Waiting to support the can, Mary. What? Thank you.
No, you said they're so this is the whole electrification thing.
Yes, they're electrifying it, just like they're trying to make it like one of those trains in Europe.
So these cars, he was telling me, these cars will be decommissioned soon.
Yeah.
So he wanted to ride on them before they were decommissioned.
That's
When they electrify, the F40s will be eliminated actually, and they are going to be replaced by these Stadler Kiss units. Anyways, Stadler Kiss? Stadler Flirt?
So
Do you think there's ever going to be a Stadler Sex someday?
We could connect to the airport from here.
We could possibly connect to the airport from here. That's where all the BART. The station here is called Milbrae. This is where Caltrain and BART trains connect with each other. The station is also a connection to the San Francisco airport.
yeah, Milbrae, that's where I used to do.
Didn't you and I meet down here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the older BART models. And across the track is the newer BART models. Also, as we leave Milbrae, note the BART A, B, and C1 cars that are closest to us compared to the D and E cars that are furthest from us. BART is replacing its oldest cars with new cars from Bombardier and now Alstom.
Been here. I've been here.
Burlingame.
This is the exit to our campus. Might be down there.
What's the name of your company?
Nutcracker.
Nutcracker?
Nutcracker.
When it was here, it was called Ceon. C-E-O-N.
Ceon.
But yeah, everybody says Nutcracker. That's what it's. I mean, you name a company like that, you can only expect them. It's not that you're going to change the world and everybody's going to immediately say, oh, Nutcracker. No, they're going to immediately associate with the word that's exactly similar to it.
Right? Takes on balls to work there.
There's no real No good pump out options.
There's no real what?
No good pump out options. I get too obsessed with the rehab climb, and I hate it because I used to be good about being disciplined, just being like low quantities and and but I've gotten bad.
I wonder what they're building there.
Some various times I have no idea how far I'm into this thing, and you know, so, and I blame myself. Yeah, it's interesting. No, I mean that.
Just like basic entry level stuff. And then I got an opportunity to apply for a different gig. It was kind of like a lateral move that I took it. But I worked that job out of the box, and it drew attention to me in a good way. And some people started wanting me to work for them. And then I finally had to get through an HR hurdle. And once I did that, the job I got isn't as predictable in a good way as I would like, in the sense that I'm supposed to be developing a program, but COVID screwed everything up. Like half of us, it kind of looks like, oh my god.
No, it doesn't mean anything.
I want to say it was Redwood City or something.
I remember the video you showed me had a crossing next to the station.
Yeah.
Although the crossing also had some weird structure above, this weird crossing structure, and another set of lights right above the, like a street light. Yeah, like that. Yeah, you missed it. I can only do a maximum of 20 minutes on this camera. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, I see it now.
Like I had better tools that could leverage myself to be more effective with my time spent, so I worked really hard at it.
Now, arriving Hayward Park, this is Hayward Park Station.
I did a lot of good work. It was great. It felt good. I wasn't getting paid where I should have been paid, but I got to help.
You know, it's like, what?
Which needed a...
Well, but I mean, the left knee is pretty stable. So, it's like, wherever the pain is, throw the brace there, it seems. That's my logic. No.
Does it help?
Local train
So far, I
428,
haven't felt
next
like
stop,
this.
Belmont.
So maybe just tightening it up a little bit. You know, when you get older, all these random things just like show up and like whatever.
That's tough.
They go, they leave, what they say, sometimes the wrong word.
Recovery is an issue. Get it.
They go off and they basically sell me as a project manager or something like that. But I don't do it. I hate doing it. But because technically project management doesn't necessitate some technical background, I guess. Maybe in the eyes of
City
people
of
doing
good living
but it's an
at the
example
expense of
the world
probably
that I'm in.
$1 million a year.
If you don't check that box, well then you can't qualify. You can't qualify as the expert.
No, like $10 million a year.
What's that?
Sorry, it's just that the Blanco San Carlos says the city of good living. Now I was thinking at expenses of probably into the millions. Well, I clearly do not live in California myself. From what I've heard from somebody online, you kind of have to be like a borderline millionaire to live in San Fran. Though, come to think of it, it's actually cheaper to live in the streets than to live in an apartment, let alone a house. The only drawback is that it's kind of difficult to sleep in a tent.
So, you know, and they want to put more responsibility on me right now, and I'm like, I mean, so I actually, my level of struggle, Tom, is such that I don't think I told you this. I may have told you this, but that I actually decided. Also, our HR department.
Bombardier cars. I wonder why they're borrowing Metrolink cars.
You can't tell who's moving and who's not.
Well, I can. Well, we're moving. They're not.
But it's like a song where one instrument transitions to another.
That's rare.
We're moving.
I think this may be it.
We're in Redwood City, I think you're right, Harrison.
Yeah, I saw that this is Redwood City. We'll come back to here in a little bit.
Stop here on the way back. Want to stop here on the way back?
Maybe.
Let's do it on the way back. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. That way you'll have more free time that you can be aware of. You see the whole line and then you come back.
Yeah.
We just have to figure out, because once you get off, I think you're off for an hour.
Is that right?
I think there's an hour break between each train.
Yes, there's an hour break between.
Well, we're looking at trains going north, so it would be on that time.
Right.
I think I actually downloaded the schedule.
The trains head.
Well, you seem to find a different one than I saw. I should have.
The trains that head south are pulled by the diesels. The trains that head north are being pushed by the diesels.
Is that right?
At least that's what I.
So they don't turn around at all. They just go.
No, they don't turn around.
Slow in reverse.
So anyway, you know, the move was a little bit of a move of desperation, but I felt as though I consulted with different people.
So you say move? What not to do?
But I want. They're building a lot of apartments there. I'd imagine it will probably take at least 1 minute for all of them to be filled. I say that because California has been going through a housing crisis since, believe it or not, the 1970s. And it's still going on to this day, though it's probably gotten a lot more attention now than it did in the 70s. These issues are caused by things like zoning laws, lack of housing, NIMBYs, the fact that a lot of construction workers who would build houses were laid off during the Great Recession, and, depending on who you ask, the Democrats or the Republicans. However, I can't do justice for the issues of housing within California in just this video, so I think you should check out this one Wendover Productions video that I saw recently that really goes into a lot more detail, probably gives a lot more facts than I could in just a few seconds. The link will be in the description if you're too lazy to search it up.
Association is the part that concerns me the most, and I don't know if it's a pandemic kind of thing, or sometimes it concerns me if there's something on the door that I need to deal with.
Southern Pacific Line.
No, I mean what I mean is it's not.
And you recognize your own imperfections, and you're not getting credit for it. But you are so accountable for the, where you're 97 out of 100, that 3 is like, we gotta focus on that. But look at everything else. And you know something? Behind that, people are going to think you do what they want to do. Closest to us. Love them anyway. And know that you're doing the right thing. Hey, I expect myself to be imperfect in the future too, but the stuff I make right, you don't have to pay attention to it because it's just going to go right. So
It's going to keep going right. It's going to go right next year. Yeah.
Listen, dude. In a pandemic, if somebody else doesn't trust you to do it, maybe if they don't trust themselves to do it, how would they do it? Boy, if I can't figure out how to do it, how's he going to do it? Well, you're doing it. We're here.
No, I mean, I appreciate that. When I rationally look at the things that I
This is Mountain View Station. The station is also one of the first stops that the Caltrain would encounter the VTA light rail. Unfortunately, not long after this trip was made, the VTA light rail suffered a mass shooting at one of its maintenance facilities, which shut the rail system down for the summer. However, I believe that since then, the rail line has recovered and it is still operating and carrying passengers.
Oh, wow, that's refreshing. Thanks for reading. Oh, mind blowing. So I wonder what I missed. What I
Yeah, fair point. I think about those things too, and I just wonder. I try to find them, you know, and
do you feel like you're the only one doing the
sometimes, but Priest says not to worry about that. You know, just because it's like you really need to have to focus on what you can do.
This is true.
You know, start focusing on what the other person is or is not doing, and it doesn't go anywhere good. So yeah, so that's, you know, I try to.
So you do it for yourself. Because when you're doing it for yourself in the right way, and that includes leave claim twice. Do something like this, you gotta have. If you need to do something, you know, just for yourself and to keep other people up front, like take a trip with your college friends or coworker. You don't have to do it all the time, but a day or half 3 or 4 hours a week should be long. No questions asked. Volunteer. Take a flight. Spend time. Like up to you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, you know, this is a fairly controlling person and a pretty easygoing person, so potentially similar to your situation, you know, I go with the flow a lot, and so she's making a lot of decisions, so like, I could be going out on this trip, and I'll be like, okay, I guess I'm making a decision, let's know, you know, I wanted Harrison to make a lot of them, so I wanted to do it.
Well, VTA, I think we must be getting close to Diridan.
We're in Mountain.
Yeah, we're in Mountain View. Yeah, but I think we could be getting close to Diridan, to San Jose.
On the train. On the way to San Jose. Making decisions.
If those trees are underneath that parkway, I don't have a clue how they're able to survive.
It's commonalities that you may have with
Her first instinct is like, oh, why did you do that? Like, not like, oh, wow, that's interesting. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like,
yeah, it's a question rather than to.
It's not. It's not. Everything is controversial that I do as opposed to being something. Not everything, but it can be construed as such. And that's. I think it's a dynamic.
That's the other thing that we have. Is that you know, both of our spouses have a brother, dad, be married. My brother, I
wonder where that track goes. Or used to go.
Didn't accept her.
Here at Santa Clara, we reconnect with the line that carries Amtrak's Coast Starlight and Capitol Corridor, as well as the ACE commuter train that goes to Stockton.
Anyway, we can disagree on a lot of stuff, but I'm not overly worried about that. If I can get better ground. I didn't mean to take this away from you.
Santa Clara also has an old tower. This tower was probably a tower that was used for like dispatching trains when interlocking towers were still common around the US before the onslaught of centralized traffic control. ACE commuter trains and Amtrak's Capitol Corridor also stop in Santa Clara, but the Coast Starlight does not stop here because, well, San Jose Derridon is still close to here, and so long-distance trains aren't required to stop at every station.
I cannot initiate a hub. We talked about this at one point. You and I talked about some of the challenges at that front, and so the concerns that they would have, and Lou's actually,
North of Derridon, we encounter the Caltrain maintenance facility. This facility provides maintenance for Caltrain's bi-level cars, as well as the MP40 locomotives, as well as their F40 PH locomotives. In the future, this will be the servicing place for the Stadler Kisses as well. Finally, we made it to Derridon Station, and our Caltrain leaves for probably Tamian or Gilroy. Most likely Tamian. At the time of recording, there were still polls for the catenary going up, and a lot has changed since my visit here. There are a lot of videos relating to updates to Caltrain electrifications, so go check them out if you have the time.
unknown southwest plane.
Atherton Station was built in 1878 by the South Pacific Coast Railroad. Then in 1887, when the SP gained control of the railroad in 1887, the station folded into the system and was referred to as the West San Jose Depot.
Okay. Let's take an Uber somewhere to get lunch.
At the time of recording and at the time the trip was made, Atherton Station serves Caltrain, the Capital Corridor, Amtrak's Coast Starlight, the VTA, Light Rail, as well as Ace Commuter Rail. In the future, BART's subway system, as well as California High-Speed Rail, is set to serve this station as well.
But it said 12:52 on time. Where is the train?
A northbound train comes into San Jose Atherton Station. We're going to take the northbound train to Redwood City.
Sorry. There's I think a direct train link on Milbrae to Atherton. Yeah, this is the same type of car that's used by Caltrain, but it goes transit. So we're not going to go direct full on that. Yeah.
If you pay attention to that stop.
Alright.
And then we'll spend an hour there. And so then...
More like 40, 45 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So you're saying...
Either that or an hour and 45 minutes?
Where was Redwood the stop I said looked like the one in the video?
Say again, Ben?
Was Redwood the
We do
stop
think
in
that's
the
the
video?
one. We believe that's the one.
I do?
We do.
Oh, we.
Collectively. We're meeting town because he's remembering. I do believe we said Redwood City as well, yeah.
And then I seem to recall you reacting positively.
For sure.
You came out of nowhere and said, I think this is it. And it was Redwood City.
Shit, yeah.
That validated what I was thinking, so.
It's so weird. What was I doing? We were trying to check in something.
Trains to the airport.
Maybe it was just basic. So 12:52, and we said in general, it was an hour and a half all the way to the end. So that's 1 o'clock plus 1 and a half is 2:30. And we easily got an hour and two. We got some stuff on top of play.
It's really
Not a smooth stop, but if you want to get out and stretch, give you that. And it just started to move right when we got there.
If
A few seconds.
that equation, we had turned around 30 seconds earlier, we're not having this conversation.
Let's just say that we missed a train an hour earlier. And also that the Caltrain currently have like hourly frequencies. However, with electrification, I believe that those frequencies are expected to increase. I think,
To me, that's
though.
fine.
So how come you haven't been to San Fran in the year?
That one's crazy.
Right.
He's a civil engineering consultant. Getting older now, but still pretty active.
I don't want to.
I'm just saying it's 2008. There's nothing to slow down.
That rail line that's leaving this line here, that one of those lines goes to what was once called the Dumbarton Cutoff. The Dumbarton Cutoff was built in the 1900s by the Southern Pacific, but it was abandoned in 1985. there is an idea floated around called the Dumbarton Rail Corridor, which would bring Caltrain over the Dumbarton cutoff. The project has been on and off over and over again, but just recently, Facebook revived the project in 2016, but with Facebook's financial problems, they're not in the project anymore. However, because of the amount of car traffic over the Dumbarton Highway Bridge, it is likely that even without Facebook, Caltrain should probably expand over the Dumbarton cutoff in the near future. Just a suggestion, anyways.
Redwood City.
Doing alright there, Pedro?
Why are we getting off here? Let me tell you a story. Back in 2010, or if you're an anti-brony, 0BGR or 0BC, which means 0 before everything got ruined and 0 before cancer, or if you're an Angel Beats fan, 0BP, which means 0 before pain. Why did I have to die like that? Why? I miss them. Which was during a time when my dad would constantly take business trips because of his job. He and a friend of his went to Redwood City, and because he knew of my huge love of trains, he decided to take footage of some of the Caltrain trains that went by Redwood City. And I really wanted to ride the Caltrain when I saw those. And now, I got the chance. And we actually attempted that twice before this trip. In 2016, we went on a cross-country trip on Amtrak's California Zephyr. And we were on time until Donner Pass when a piece of a boulder messed with the wires of P42 DC 112, which caused P40 DC 815 to have to pull us the rest of the way to Emeryville. Then we tried to do it again in 2020, and surprise, surprise, COVID came. But here, we've managed to do it.
That was awesome!
Apologies about that.
Yeah?
Please.
Redwood City?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the sign. Or maybe the F40 is common on Bombardier coaches.
Okay, can you excuse the noise that I made there? I was kinda excited, so... Eventually, though, we had the flight to catch. A northbound Caltrain train with the Nippon Sharyo cars comes into Redwood City Station. We're soon enough going to take this train to Milbrae, where we'll then take a BART train to the airport.
Is this the next train we're supposed to miss?
Yep.
What's up with this place?
It's a different kind of car. We can sit.
We can go upstairs still.
Yeah.
No, we're going on different sides.
Oh my god, these things are incredibly thin. Yeah?
Go on this side.
Okay.
Go follow Tom.
We'll just pick a seat. I guess we're facing the wrong way. Sorry. You want to? It's up to you guys. I don't know how you want to handle it.
It's fine down here.
Okay. Pick a seat.
Yeah, I'll pick.
That doesn't have a window. We gotta.
Yeah, ow.
Wherever you want. I'll sit on the edge. I'll sit on the edge.
This is a Nippon Sharyo.
Nippon?
Nippon Sharyo.
Kind
Car.
of car? Is that
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I believe it's Japanese made.
Yeah, I asked
anybody who wants to buy basis on fact.
I asked Liz when I was converting. Liz was my sponsor. She wasn't very good with it. She missed most of it. But towards the end, you know, I said to her, and so my background, obviously I come from a background of heritage, but doesn't have any experience with religion itself. And like, that was me.
Focusing on like we gotta create a habitable space on Mars. It's like no, this place up. It's a nice day today.
It's a good day to ride the train.
Hell yeah. That was fun.
Indeed it is.
Probably not too many people do this.
Thanks for buying my ticket.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
No, he's saying thanks for the ticket.
Oh, you're welcome.
Did you buy it?
Actually, Dad bought it, but
But it was your idea?
But he represents. Yeah. Yes, it was his idea.
Thanks.
yeah.
It's righteous. It's been the best train ride I've had for a long time. Maybe ever. Although the TGV was pretty cool. Gotta admit. And actually, a couple of train rides back and forth to Mombasa I was writing home about. Holy crap.
But
Yes, please.
yeah, that's a really memorable train ride. Even though there wasn't
Even though I don't remember anything.
even though there wasn't anything particular that happened, just a bunch of drinking, right?
And just like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Still one of the best photos I have. That's out is just enjoying the view of the ocean area.
Yeah, and that's what we really like. And also your feet in the sand.
I didn't even come out to California for that, but beaches.
At this point, I was taking shorter and shorter clips because I was using my DSLR camera, and that camera was kinda on its last leg of batteries, and I thought, okay, this thing is going to be dead soon, so I probably shouldn't be recording for so long.
San Mateo, now we're in San Mateo.
Where are we?
We're in San Mateo, we're south. So.
Which one are we supposed to go to?
Milbrae. I don't see anything to see. Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you too.
Thanks
Soon
so much
enough,
for
though,
coming.
we were in Milbrae Station.
No problem.
Unfortunately, we had to leave our friend behind because
We
he
will,
lives
Tom.
in
We'll see you next time.
He sadly couldn't come with us. But at least it was a fun trip with him. With this last video of the Caltrain train that we took departing, this is the end of our segment on the Caltrain. However, this video isn't quite over yet. We decided to use the BART to go to the airport.
Is it me, or do the trains look smaller than us? Do the train heights look smaller than us?
Maybe I have to mall. How they start? They know the from the outside. That's it. Yeah, for one. For one, nobody has a phone. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, I know.
Those are Caltrain electrification wires. Even though we aren't on Caltrain anymore, I still decided to take a little bit of extra footage from the Caltrain, because now Caltrain will be slightly more visible because of the wires. Soon, we make it to San Francisco International Airport, or SFO. This airport was built in 1927 and is today a hub for Alaska Airlines and United Airlines, as well as a focus city for Southwest Airlines. Also, just like Los Angeles and New York airports, this airport also hosts a lot of international airlines, including Air France, Air India, Air Transat, Air Canada, All Nippon Airways, KLM, Korean Air, Lufthansa, etc., etc., etc.
I think so.
We got on a United flight soon after we got to the airport. this airplane was taking off, so was another. And I decided, and I thought this would be cool to keep here because I honestly think that side-by-side takeoffs and landings are awesome. Once the sky got dark, we landed in Denver International Airport.
Doors are closing.
And soon enough, we took the short train from the Terminal B to ground transportation. The video is not very good of quality though, as it was kind of like lagging as if it were some sort of high ping vid. With this video, our journey that started on Amtrak Southwest Chief, continued on Amtrak's Coast Starlight, continued on with a few rounds on the Caltrain, and finally a flight home is finally over.
Please be clear and hold on for departure to your terminal, ground transportation, and baggage claim.
We would soon be picked up and we would head home, and I would soon get back to school after that weekend, because I was still in high school at the time. With that, thank you for watching, and have a great day, everybody. Luckily, that changed after this trip, but I would make a few other trips after this trip that actually had the better dining service, but at least it would get better soon. This trip was, because the last time I took an Amtrak trip was 3 years prior to 2021 and 2018, and I thought it would be years before I would take another. That's Heritage Unit 130.
And Gearsburg will be nice. Gearsburg will be nice.